Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the success story session with us. Today we have with us Mr. Raghav who has cleared the RBI Grade B examination. So his story is quite unique and personal, I can say. He has faced many ups and downs, many struggles and overcoming those struggles, missing the cutoff by point marks, many of the setbacks and challenges that are considered the toughest challenges that he has faced. So today he will share his inspiring journey where you will get to learn that how you can overcome your challenges with a positive mindset, as well as he will also share his detailed strategy. So welcome to the session, first of all, Raghav.
Thank you, ma'am. It's pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure to have you here, first of all, and heartiest congratulations to you for clearing the examination.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so let's get the session started. And first of all, can you share your educational background? And you have a vast experience of many of the examinations. So can you tell about that a little?
Ma'am, I have done my bachelor's in commerce from Kanpur University. I have also done my master's from the Kanpur University. I have appeared for around 30 examinations. Of those I can remember, I have cleared three of them. I have cleared SBI PO, I have cleared IBPS PO, and I have cleared RBI Grade B recently. Also, I have cleared the DBF certification, the Diploma in Banking and Finance, and I did a certification for my interview that was Central Banks and Monetary Policy.
Okay, so you have given various examinations in the regulatory body and outside that also. How did you started your preparation for the RBI Grade B examination? How many attempts have you given?
Ma'am, there is a story behind my starting of my RBI Grade A preparation. Due to the financial issues, I took a job at the age of 19. I worked for this organization for a good period of 6 years. But when I was 25, I wanted growth. The organization saw me as a 12th pass. They were not wrong. They took me at the time when no one would have taken me. So there was some disagreement about the promotions and the packages. So I thought there was a statement that what is its qualification? Why should we give him this much money? So I thought I have to do something of my own name. They were some distant relatives. So that's a friend of mine was preparing for the examination. So I got to know about RBI, and I have took around 5 attempts to clear the examination.
Okay, and can you share what are your learnings from your past experiences? आपने attempts जो दिए हैं उससे आपकी क्या-क्या learnings रही हैं?
Ma'am, the first one is to be not to be desperate. In 2023, 2022, I was too desperate for the examination. This year in 2025, I thought, yes, I will give my best. If it does not materializes, I will proceed with my private job that I was working currently. And also, second one is you have to have a family support. My biggest strength is my elder sisters and my mother. They have how can I put it in words? They were I have cleared the examination, but they have lived the preparation. The third one is you need to be pragmatic.
Hmm.
While giving the examinations, repeated failures, I took the decision of taking a job because if this government preparation does not materializes, I didn't want to be someone with a gap of 6 years and to go into the private sector. So I took that decision and that proved to be fruitful for me now.
Okay, so you started your RBI Grade B preparation since 2021, 2022, and after that you gave your attempts. And since when you started working again?
Ma'am, in 2023 August, I started working again. After the
Okay.
failure of that attempt, July 18 was the result that year. I still remember that date. So after that, I started actively looking for a job. I applied for EduTap as well for the QRE content. I was not shortlisted, but I was desperately looking for a job. So I got an opportunity through a referral.
Okay. And in your initial attempts, why do you think that you were not able to clear the examination? What was lacking? And now, what differently you have done?
Ma'am, in the first attempt was just to analyze what is there. I was not too determined that I will be RBI Grade B. That was that let's see what is there in stores. The second one was a serious attempt. I prepared it for months. I missed out in reasoning. I did not focus that much on the reasoning that year. I got around 6.75. The cutoff was 9. I understood that I need to fix it because I got higher marks than the cutoff, more aggregate. Then in 2023, I changed my strategy again for the reasoning, only for reasoning. I went all in with miscellaneous critical reasoning. It backfired badly. I attempted 18 questions. I got only two. I again aggregate, I got good marks. In 2024, I revamped my strategy. I took sectional mock test of reasoning for SBI clerk means, IBPS clerk means, and SBI clerk means. I used to, and I also used to give the topic test, the mini mocks that are on the platform, practice mock on Hollywood, to increase my speed in reasoning. That year, the pattern also got a bit tweaked. The examination came to the similar pattern or similar level as the examination, so I got good marks, and that strategy worked for me in prelims for both the years, 2024 and 2025.
Okay, so we can say that the strategy of reasoning was lacking, due to which you faced the struggle in the starting attempts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now can you tell us your lowest point in the preparation journey, because you have been preparing for 5 years, I can say.
Ma'am, there were several. First one is the 2022 IBPS PO mains was on 26th November. My father passed on 2020 20th November. So generally there is a trend that if someone close to you passes, you generally clear the exam. I missed that by 0.5 marks. After 5 to 6 days, I missed the SBI PO main, SBI PO prelims that year in the same month. And in that year again, I missed the RBI Grade B prelims. And after that, when I did get the job at my current employer, on the day of my joining, my maternal grandmother passed. She was a very big supporter of me. And at the end of that year, I missed NABARD Grade A mains by 0.25 marks. So, and past years, that RBI Grade B mains. So, every time I failed, I went into despair that it is the end of the world. But there was something that I have to build it again brick by brick. So it feels like that determination and perseverance came into play in my selection this year.
But usually what happens now, that when we are going through so many of the struggles, that one after another we are facing the failures, I can say that in the eyes of others and ours, it is a failure. So when we are facing so many of the failures, and at the same time we are having the personal problems also, we get into that depressive mindset. That how are you able to come out of that? How are you able to continue this preparation journey?
Ma'am, there used to be days that I used to think that uh, everything has gone bad.
Hmm.
Nothing can go bad. There was a time that I used saved up some money for helping pulling through my preparation. I was moneyless after 2023 attempt. Uh, but ma'am, I think the my motivation was I knew that I can do hard work. My time has not come. There is a saturation point in everyone's life. A topper of 2023, AIR 1 2023 told me, Atul sir, that a saturation point will come. If be it your government preparation, be it your private sector, on that saturation point, you will achieve heights. I was waiting that for that saturation point, and someone else told me that it's a race. या तो इस रेस में आप भाग लो, या तो इस रेस से आप भाग लो. तो इधर यू रन इन द रेस और यू रन फ्रॉम द रेस. सो आई थॉट कि जब तक अटेम्प्ट है मैं दूंगा जरूर पूरी ईमानदारी से. आरबीआई ग्रेड भी तो दूंगा ही दूंगा. कि मलाल नहीं होना चाहिए, रिग्रेट नहीं होना चाहिए.
पर होता है ना कि इतने अटेम्प्ट्स देने के बाद एक थकान हो जाती है कि यार क्यों कर रहा हूं मैं, और हाउ टू कंटिन्यू दिस प्रिपरेशन. यू गेट टायर्ड ऑफ स्टडिंग एंड स्टडिंग एंड स्टडिंग. यू आर नॉट हैविंग लाइक योर पर्सन इन योर पर्सनल लाइफ, you are not having fun because you are studying. So like so many of the years, how were you able to remain so dedicated?
Ma'am, when I entered the preparation, I was also like everyone that I will clear RBI grade B in this attempt only. It's a T20. But as the years passed, I understood that it is a test match. It is a marathon I have to run. You get beaten, that you feel dejected that I am a grade B officer level person and I have to fill a clerical examination. It is not a bad examination, but you feel in yourself. I also appeared for clerk last year, even though I qualified SBI PO. So what you can do, if you have to understand that if this things works, you will end the generational poverty that or the issues you faced. your children's or your family members who are going to come will not face. So every time I used to feel that, because I had trust in myself that सरकारी में नहीं होगा, मैं प्राइवेट में काम करूंगा, सक्सेसफुल तो बन के ही रहूंगा मैं. तो यू हैव टू डू दैट. दैट इज व्हाई आई मेंशन दैट कि जॉब ली मैंने. आपको कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा कि आगे जो जो प्रॉब्लम आपने फेस की है वो आगे वाले ना करे.
Hmm.
तो वही मेरा मोटिवेशन था सबसे बड़ा.
Nice. And this time you were preparing while you were also working. So how did you manage your work as well as your preparation?
मैम, आई यूज टू वेक अप अर्ली. आई स्लीप अराउंड एट 9. मतलब मैं उससे पहले उसके बाद नहीं जगता हूँ मैं. तो आई
Hmm.
यूज टू वेक अप एट 3:40 or 4 in the morning. आई यूज टू टेक अ लॉन्ग स्ट्रेच देयर. एंड
Hmm.
विद इन डे देयर इज अ लंच टाइम वी गेट. तो उसमें
Hmm.
थोड़ा सा मतलब क्वांटिम रीजनिंग का सेक्शनल देना. इफ देयर इज वर्क इज अ बिट लेस, सो यू कैन गिव अ सेक्शनल मॉक और टॉपिक टेस्ट.
Hmm.
But I used to, my major chunk of preparation used to be in the mornings. Saturday, Sunday were there, leaves were there. I used to get 2 leaves. So मैं उस पे भी मेहनत करता था. मैं अपनी मेजर प्रिपरेशन मॉर्निंग में रखता था बिकॉज इवनिंग में आई यूज टू गेट टायर्ड
Hmm.
and I can't wake up later in the night. So I used to wake up in the morning. I used to clock 4 hours minimum per day. I was not, it can be that not every day 4 hours, but if I am not achieving my target of 4 hours per day, तो Saturday Sunday को ज्यादा push करता था मैं.
Okay. And up 2023 say you started your job again and 2024 attempt and 2025 attempt you gave. So for the 2 years you were preparing while working also. So did you not think that your personal life is getting affected? You are not able to go out, have fun with the friends. You are not able to follow all the hobbies that you want to, or were you following your hobbies even with the preparation and your job?
Ma'am, I don't have any hobbies. I don't watch movies. I don't have any interest of any web series. I travel only for temples. Everywhere I went, it was only for RBI Grade B. That there is some problem that I am not clearing. I know I have a capability. Even with my job, I never gave up on upskilling myself. I
Hmm.
am I am too grateful to the people who employed me, to the managers I worked under. They somewhere I feel they knew that he wants to go there,
Hmm.
because when I gave the interview there, so they told me that you will leave. I said, sir, I don't feel like, I just want some silence for a few months. But even though they upskilled me, and I feel that they unlocked the analytical side in me, because with that job. I cleared the examinations. I gave the mains of RBI. So it feels like it become a bit of diversion for me. That I mentioned that desperation should not be there. I was not desperate this year. I told my mother in January, if I will not clear RBI Grade B, I would take a on-roll position. I would request them, or I will skip somewhere, because I have given wholeheartedly everything to this job. But till that period, I have to be honest that I will have to prepare. ओवर
Hmm.
कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं करना या चोरी नहीं करनी. मैंने ईमानदारी कर दी, बाकी माता रानी जाने कि उनको देना है या नहीं देना है.
True, true, true. Now, coming to the strategy related to your preparation. So, what struggles have you faced in your preparation in your content part?
Ma'am, when I started early, so there was too much content available. First
Hmm.
thing, people provide content on Telegram, outdated content. People run after that. It is all about collecting the PDFs. But while the exam can be cleared, very selective, structured study. First thing, you have to identify what is your core. You have to focus on that. Then you have to make notes about it. You
Hmm.
don't have to read every book.
Hmm.
You don't have to run after every PDF. People might think that, oh, my strategy is very diverse, but people have cleared by using only one course only, because they blindly trust them. I have friends who were full-time subscribers of EduTap. They they never read Affairs Cloud. They always read the current tab booklet. So focus on one coaching. Don't move here and there. Second is to be honest and revise. What people do is, people do not revise. People want to cram more data.
Hmm.
जितना पढ़ सको नहीं, आपको रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा. आई यूज टू रिवाइज GA बुकलेट्स 2 to 3 times.
Hmm.
आपको रिवीजन इज द की. एंड फॉर द थर्ड थिंग इज द प्रैक्टिस फॉर QRE, typical practice and analysis of your mock test. You have to
Okay.
analyze what is going on.
Mm. This time, what particular thing that you did differently that helped you in cracking the or clearing the RBI Grade B examination?
Man, the first thing was before the examination, I took a break from my job. In the last year, in mains, I was not able to in the last attempt. This year, I used to take a break of 5 to 7 days and and decrease any pressure on my mind. I used to revise wholeheartedly. I used to sleep good, take rest. I feel that that helped me in the examination. There was no pressure on me
Mm.
this year for performing as well. Second, from the content part or from the strategy part, I revised more. I did more answer writing for the phase two part. I was not too desperate for the 50 marks of ESI objective. I knew I have 250 marks to get 180 out of them. So I was more focused on that, and that showed in my performance in the examination as well. My ESI objective are around 17, but I got good marks in finance, in English descriptive, in ESI descriptive. So I feel that strategy worked for me.
Okay, so you focused more on your strong parts. We can say you knew that ESI objective is not your stronghold in this phase two. So you focused on the English descriptive, FM descriptive, ESI descriptive, and the FM objective part, basically.
Ma'am, not like it was not my strong suit, but I was analyzing the ROI.
Hmm.
It is it is unpredictable. You can't
Hmm.
predict it. Too much content has to be mugged, revised for ESI objective. I'm not
Correct.
saying that please don't read. I'm saying that you have to keep it in mind. I revised it. I made notes about it, but I was not too desperate that I should be reading everything for ESI objective.
Hmm.
While ESI descriptive is there and it can get fetch you good marks.
Hmm. Correct. Now, let's move to the strategy part now. Before that, any message that you want to give to this aspirants, because many of the aspirants, they will be looking up to you. They are also giving like their second, third, fourth attempt, and they are in this mindset that everything is coming to an end, like what to do, what how to continue. So any message for them, first of all, before moving to the strategy?
Always remember there is a saturation level that has to come. Be it in the government job preparation, be it in the private sector, it will come. Your time is not आपने पेपर दिया होगा नहीं निकल रहा आप एनालिसिस कर रहे हो यू डिड नथिंग रॉन्ग उस दिन की गलती थी कि आपका पेपर नहीं निकला लेकिन आपने ईमानदारी करी है तो यू हैव टू बिलीव इन योर सेल्फ एंड सेकेंड आपको प्रैग्मेटिक होना पड़ेगा आप लोग कहते हैं कि ड्यू डिलिजेंटली पढ़ाई कीजिए अगर आप 4 साल से आरबीआई की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हो तो आप फेज टू को 4 बार रिवाइज करके नोट्स बना के रिवाइज कर चुके हो तो यू शुड टेक अ जॉब कि अगर गॉड फॉरबिड्स कि अगर नहीं भी हो रहा तो यू हैव समथिंग दैट विल पे योर बिल्स
Hmm.
बिकॉज यू शुड नॉट बी लेट हाई एंड ड्राई एट द एंड तो वो एक प्रैग्मेटिक चीज और दूसरी चीज ट्रस्ट योर सेल्फ आप कर रहे हो जाएगा भरोसा रखो बस अपने ऊपर दिस वॉज द मैसेज आई वुड गिव
Okay, now let's continue with the strategy now. Starting with the phase one, let's start with GA. So how did you prepare for GA? How many months of general awareness were you focusing on?
Ma'am, earlier I used to prepare around 3 4 months of the year, but in the last 2 years I used to prepare only 3 months of Affairs Cloud booklet. 3 months I and that too also selective.
Hmm.
So that there was it is a 350-page booklet. I
Hmm.
don't mug full of that. I selectively read, and then I use PIB. That is also for 3 months. Then the schemes, reports, circulars. I used EduTaps, and also the economic survey budget. These I used yours because I was too habitual of reading of EduTaps content. तो मैं उसी से लेता था और मैं रिवाइज बहुत करता था.
Hmm.
I used to revise. I used to study like that. On Monday I will read 1 to 10 page. On Tuesday I have to read 11 to 20, but I will revise 1 to 10 as well.
Hmm.
On Wednesday I will revise 1 to 20 and the read the 21 to 30. So it will create more subconscious uh, habits in my mind. And also I used to link the readings. Like if I'm going somewhere, I used to see SBI. So I used to link the SBI से अच्छा क्या news है, RBI का क्या news है. So that helped create me get good marks in the GA.
Active recall is very important that you did, and that is a very good point that the students can remember, that you have to actively recall the things that you want to keep in mind for a long period of time. Okay, you said 3 months. So for the schemes, reports also, and RBI notification circulars also, you did 3 months only before phase one.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
3 to 4, but I was more determined on the 4 months. I 3 months, but I used to read the 4 months as well because
Hmm.
I used to did not know that कि कब नोटिफिकेशन आएगा.
हाँ.
तो मैं तो फेज 2 के लिए क्योंकि मैं प्रिपेयर करता ही था, लेकिन जब भी
हाँ.
रिवीजन होता था 3 मंथ्स का बहुत प्रॉपर. फोर्थ को एक बार देख लिया, 2 बार देख लिया, बट 3 मंथ्स जो है वो बहुत स्ट्रांगली देखना है क्योंकि मुझे
Hmm.
लगता था एग्जाम वो 3 मंथ से ज्यादा रेलेवेंट आ रहा है.
Huh. That is true. 3 months are the most important months. Then you have to go back if you want to prepare for the phase two also in detail. Now, coming to the reasoning and quant, I think you will be able to tell very detailed strategy for the reasoning. So can kindly share your strategy.
मैं फर्स्ट फॉर क्वांट्स, आई वांट टू थैंक गॉड कि मेरा हर बार कट ऑफ निकल गया. आई एम नॉट गुड इन क्वांट्स. आई बट आई आइडेंटिफाइड माई स्ट्रॉन्ग सूट एज डीआई. एंड मेरे कुछ दोस्त उन्होंने बोला 2 डीआई पेपर में आती हैं डुएबल. तो आई यूज टू वेन एवर द एग्जाम यूज टू स्टार्ट, आई ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई वो 2 डीआई मिल जाए मुझे बस. पहले मैं वो डीआई बना लूंगा, बाकी सब बाद में देखा जाएगा. तो दैट स्ट्रेटजी वर्कड फॉर 2022 2023. बट 2024 में पैटर्न चेंज हुआ था, एसबीआई क्लर्क मींस लेवल पे चला गया वो. इन दैट ईयर यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट मोर.
Hmm.
So, and when I was searching the paper for the DI, I came across the wrong number series. I went in on that. So that was wrong number series, then the DIs. And in 2025, I did that as well. But if someone wants to understand how I prepared for that, so to be honest, I took a course. There's a teacher called Harshad Agarwal. He taught everything for quants. I watched his basics to high level course 3 times. I practiced it on the checklist, on revision sheets, practice sheets, and then I used to give sectional marks.
Okay.
Every year before, at the time of starting a preparation for quants, I used to see the full course. It used to take 1 to 2 months, but it used to revise my concepts as well. तो
Hmm.
वो मैं करता था, उसके बाद practice and then sectional mock test.
Okay. So clear your concepts first, then practice, and then sectional mocks. Now coming to the reasoning.
Ma'am, reasoning, there is a good story about reasoning. I was not able to clear reasoning cutoff in RBI. But in every other examination I used to attempt, I was not able to clear quants, I was clearing reasoning. So I thought that reasoning, there is a problem. In 2022, I could not afford a course for reasoning, but in 2022, after the RBI debacle, I took a course. I I prepared, I saw classes for basics to high. There were some topics like reverse syllogism, input output, inequalities, coded ones, critical reasoning that were not clear to me or I was missing marks. So I again took a course. I used to practice them. There is a teacher who has released 1,000 puzzles booklet. I solved all of it. Uh, then I used to get sectional marks. The first 2 years my strategy did not work, but as the pattern tweaked, so my attempts used to increase. And I
Hmm.
also focused on critical reasoning because I was getting bad marks in 2022, 2023. So there is a book of GMAT questions, 1,000 questions that roam on Telegram. I practiced from there, and I also took a course for reasoning in 2025 as well, and then practice sectional mocks. I used to get sectional mocks, topic test, 5 minute mocks that are there available in the practice mock, so as to increase my attempts in the exam, and
Hmm.
that helped me get good marks in the examination.
Okay. Now coming to English.
Ma'am, people don't think that English can fetch good marks. People think GA पढ़ रहे हैं तो उससे English हो जाएगा. I am a one of them. I got bad marks because of it. Because the English you are reading in editorials is different from the question that is being asked. आप वो पैटर्न से मैच नहीं कर सकते. एंड हर एग्जाम का पैटर्न भी अलग है. एसबीआई पीओ में अलग आएगी, आईबीपीएस में अलग आएगी, आरबीआई में अलग आएगी. So and that this year as well, the paper was a bit harder side on English. So for English, I would recommend people to either, if they can afford to take a course, if they cannot afford, so there are several channels that help you understand basic concepts of English, the practice questions, how to read editorials, that will fetch them good marks. And don't do the mistake I used to do कि न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहा हूँ तो उससे इंग्लिश फिक्स हो जाएगा. नहीं नहीं, you have to focus on that.
Correct. And now coming to the phase two. We have discussed about phase one comprehensively. Coming to the phase two, starting with, let's start with finance and management.
Ma'am, for finance objective part, I made notes from the EduTap's booklet that I was reading. EduTap circular booklet, और it's called such a news tab कहते हैं उसको,
RBI News Tab.
आरबीआई न्यूज टाइप कहते हैं. तो मैंने वो 7 महीने की 8 महीने की ली थी. एंड देयर आर सम इम्पोर्टेंट सर्कुलर्स एज वेल, जो मास्टर सर्कुलर्स होते हैं वो भी मैंने
Hmm.
उसमें ऐड किए थे. रिपीटेटिव वाले हटा दिए थे, जो कैंसिल हो गए वो हटा दिए थे. वो बुकलेट का मैंने नोट बनाया, उससे मैंने उसको रिवाइज किया था. मैं 2-3 बार उसको रिवाइज किया था. मैनेजमेंट और फाइनेंस का स्टैटिक, क्योंकि मैं 22 से प्रिपेयर कर रहा था, तो मैं हर साल स्टैटिक याद करता था.
Hmm.
ऐसा नहीं हर साल, मतलब आरबीआई का प्रिपरेशन शुरू करने के बाद स्टैटिक का नोट्स बना के उसको प्रिपेयर करना, या कहीं से मेरे फ्रेंड ने नोट्स बनाया तो उससे रिवाइज करना, मैं प्रॉपर याद करता था. इस
Hmm.
साल क्योंकि फाइनेंस थोड़ा सा डायनामिक हो चला था, तो मुझे लगा कि फाइनेंस का स्टैटिक उतना नहीं आएगा. लेकिन फिर भी मैंने देखा जरूर था. कुछ टॉपिक्स जो मुझे प्रॉब्लम देते हैं वो मैंने देखे थे. और
Okay.
फिर मैं मैनेजमेंट पे जाए, तो मैनेजमेंट में हर साल याद करता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे मैनेजमेंट कभी भी याद नहीं रहता था. मैं याद,
Okay.
क्योंकि पहले बताया गया था कि मैनेजमेंट को आप रट लीजिए. प्रॉब्लम इज दैट इट इज नॉट अबाउट मगिंग द इन एग्जामिनेशन. इन ऑब्जेक्टिव द केस स्टडीज आर कमिंग. देयर आर नो वन लाइनर्स.
Hmm.
That's where I used to falter ki, and that was a reason कि I got bad marks in 2024 in that attempt. So this year my friend had made a notes, तो मैंने उस पे अपडेट किए थे रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स ऑफ द कंपनीज, एंड आई मेंशन दोज एग्जांपल्स इन द एग्जाम एज वेल. तो वहां से मुझे लगता है कि मैनेजमेंट में काम किया. एंड फॉर फिनेंस, मैनेजमेंट, इंग्लिश, ईएसआई, I did descriptive answer writing. I am a part
Hmm.
of We Learn Here community on Telegram. It's a aspirant initiative. मैं उसमें तो आंसर राइटिंग करता ही था, लेकिन उनकी आंसर राइटिंग खत्म हो जाती जल्दी, तो आई वॉज एनरोल्ड समवेयर. इट इज अ वेरी गुड प्लेटफॉर्म. आई यूज टू गिव mock tests there regularly, daily challenges, because aspirants fear knowing the topic but not knowing what will get thrown to them on the exam day. So they run daily challenges. And also I I got bad marks in English in 2024, 48. So I wholeheartedly folded my hands in front of a descriptive and gave a mock test for fixing my descriptive writing and getting good marks in that.
Yes, this is a point where many of the students do not understand that the English descriptive is ignored by many of the students because they think that they are already writing answers for finance, management, and ESI. They are doing this descriptive answer writing, so they ignore English descriptive. So here, as you said that in 2024 you didn't fetch as good marks in English descriptive, you realize that this is not a problem that I should be creating for myself. And English descriptive is important for all the students that are listening to this. Now, let's discuss the ESI strategy now.
If you would allow me, I would take a moment to highlight on English. I was one of them. I was getting good marks in NABARD, SEBI, IFSCA. I thought English तो हो ही जाएगा, मैं लिख लूंगा. But in the examination, I did too many spelling errors. I
Hmm.
understand today that I did too many spelling errors. I did not practice it. It was my fault that English did not fetch me good marks. Else I could have cleared in the 2024 attempt. So you have to practice there. For ESI descriptive, ma'am, I think you should. You asked about ESI descriptive. आपने ESI descriptive
Yes.
पूछा ना? ESI descriptive, I developed theme-based content.
Hmm.
I was enrolled somewhere. They created fodder material. I took that, and also I uploaded that on Gemini. And then
Hmm.
with the economic survey budget, and I gave commands about around 59 topics. I developed theme-based content. It had to be one page, and
Hmm.
the idea was about the definition of the topic, why is it important to the economy or its significance, problems, way forward, government's initiative, latest data mentioned in the economic survey, or any highlight or quote. I revised it 3 or 4 times. What it did was that it helped me in the examination for any unknown topic that could have been thrown to me.
Hmm.
I added a 5 trillion economy, I added the free AI report, anything that I could find that was relevant, like the labor codes, the manufacturing service, the socio-economic problems, the women-related problems, and I used to mention schemes in that this is the scheme that has been released by the government, and what could be the way forward as per me. So that helped me fetch good marks, and also I practiced descriptive. wholeheartedly I went on. Before the examination, I used to sit at 9 p.m. and give the 3 hour mock ESI and finance descriptive till 12 a.m. Because I thought ki this can fetch me good marks.
So for the ESI descriptive, you focused on and you made the themes, like you provided the themes to the Gemini, and then you collected the material, the fodder material, and then you used to revise and add upon that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, in English descriptive, you said that you didn't do so well in 2024. So can you compare the marks of English descriptive 2024 and 2025?
Ma'am, I believe I have the fourth or fifth highest marks in this year. 69, the highest is 71.5, I think. So
Hmm.
69 is very good. And in 2024, I got 48.
Okay.
This year I finished my English examination 20 minutes before the I thought what I should have done something wrong. So I went in and checked every sentence, every word for spelling errors. There is one hidden tip that people don't understand, that you can't mention numbers or symbols in the English paper.
Huh.
Use Roman. If you have to write percentage, don't type in the shortcut, write PRCNTEG, numbers 500, 200, use alphabetical. So I believe that fetched me good marks, and also practice is very important. I wrote several mock tests. I used to get bashed in the reviews. What are you writing? Your sentences are long. And I used to swallow my pride and said, okay, sir, I will again write something new. There were some topics that I did not know कि इस पे मैं लिखूं क्या. I used to think बड़ा शर्मिंदा होना पड़ता था उनको मैसेज करने के, सर इसका कंटेंट नहीं पता है. एंड
Hmm.
ही यूज्ड टू से कि ये क्या बात है, आपको कंटेंट नहीं पता है. सो आई यूज्ड टू स्टडी मोर कि कुछ भी अननोन पूछा था. आई फील दैट descriptive writing is very important in the paper. For phase 2, people run after the objective. You can run after finance objective, but ESI objective का ROI देख लीजिए आप. आपको
Hmm.
याद बहुत करना है, रिवाइज बहुत करना है. मैं ये नहीं कहता छोड़ दो, लेकिन इतना देखो कि आप अगर उसका जो भी मार्क्स लूज करोगे, वो आप डिस्क्रिप्टिव से या इंग्लिश डिस्क्रिप्टिव से कंपनसेट कर पा रहे हो, तो
Hmm.
वो आपके लिए ज्यादा अच्छा है.
Hmm. And you can see that how important the English descriptive practice is, like from 48 marks to 69 marks, nearly the gap of 20 marks. So this is where like I want to show the importance to all the students कि English descriptive बहुत important है, मत उस पर ऐसे छोड़ मत दिया करो उसको.
नहीं,
Okay.
मुझे वो लगता है ना, मैं कर लूंगा, नहीं
हाँ.
होगा भैया, वो कर लीजिए प्रैक्टिस.
हाँ, मतलब it comes into the habit that we have been writing since we were child. अब तो ऐसे ही तो लिखना है, we will be able to do it, but नहीं नहीं होता है. बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजों में हम गलतियां करते हैं, which we do not realize. Okay, you can use AI. Sir, Raghav has used AI for multiple things. So yes, you have to use whatever platforms you have in a very correct manner. Now, I think we can move to interview. Anything else that you want to add for phase two?
Ma'am, for phase 2, the key is revision. My very good
Hmm.
friend, Mr. Saurabh Sharma, is AIR 31, I guess. He got third highest marks in phase 2. So, and he's highest, very good marks in ESI. So I was asking कि आपने कैसे किया? So he told me that revision.
Hmm.
अगर किसी को मन भी है कि मुझे ESI में ही करके दिखाऊंगा मैं, तो रिवीजन. Too much revision is required. आप कर
Hmm.
सकते हो, करो, कोई मना ही नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि राघव ने कह दिया तो नहीं, डिस्क्रिप्ट ये सारे ऑब्जेक्टिव छोड़ देंगे हम. नहीं नहीं भाई, मैं बहुत साल पढ़ाई किया, मैं भी मैम की क्लास में जाता था प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए. तो आपको रिवीजन करना पड़ेगा ये सारे के लिए. बाकी आई वुड एडवाइस कि 250 मार्क्स में आप 180 अगर स्कोर कर ले रहे हो, तो आप
Hmm.
ऑलरेडी बहुत अच्छे हो. मतलब आप देखोगे स्कोर भी, तो आप बहुत वो भी 250 में कुछ तो लाओगे ना, 15-20 नंबर, 15-17 नंबर उसमें. तो यू आर ऑन वेरी गुड portion if you are focusing on 250 for phase 2.
Okay. Now let's go to interview. First, did you give any mock interviews?
Ma'am, I gave around 13 mock interviews. Two were with EduTap. Only one interview I gave offline. There I met Anchit sir and Deepak sir was there. And that interview didn't go good. The panel asked very easy questions to me. That was the second ever mock interview I was giving. So I thought कि मेरा कुछ गलत है. मतलब मैंने या तो पढ़ा नहीं है, मैं 2 महीने से लगा हुआ हूँ. 1 फरवरी को था वो. And I started preparing after the mains only. I did not wait for the
Hmm.
final result. So I thought there is some problem that I was doing. So I changed my strategy. because I was from a MCOM, I was from commerce background, so I think कि कॉमर्स से इतना नहीं पूछेंगे, लोगों ने बताया कि बहुत इजी इजी पूछते हैं। अब मुझसे जो पूछा गया वो भी इजी था, मुझे नहीं आया, तो आई मेड क्वेश्चंस अबाउट इट। आई वाज एनरोल्ड इन अ कोचिंग, आई एंड आल्सो इन EduTap। अदर देन आई कोचिंग दे गिव अराउंड 700 क्वेश्चंस टू मी, सब कुछ पे ही था। बट आई वेंट अ स्टेप फॉरवर्ड एंड आई क्रिएटेड 300 मोर क्वेश्चंस। आज भी मुझे याद है कि मैंने बैलेंस शीट के लिए, नॉर्मल बैंक की बैलेंस शीट के लिए, आई मेड द अकाउंटिंग प्रोसेस, जर्नल, लेजर, ट्रायल बैलेंस, क्या कहते हैं, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस, और मैंने पूरे पूरे वो बनाए थे उसके फॉर्मेट, एंड आई मक्ड इट अप। अकाउंटिंग रेशियोज, क्योंकि because some people were required, were asked to solve the numericals there. So I thought कि ये तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी, तो I mugged all the accounting ratios. I live in a area called Rajiv Nagar, so I thought कि they can ask about Rajiv Nagar. So what should do? I filed an RTI with my local area, and that was the first question in my interview, that your area is called, what is this Rajiv Nagar? Who is it named after? Is it named after Rajiv Gandhi ji? I said, sir, I don't know, but I filed or tried to get an information from them. They said the information was not available. They said, okay, okay. I I dissected my DAF for name. What is the meaning of my name? My surname is a bit unique, Manglik. People think it is a dasha in the kundli. So how is it coming from? My city, my area, what are the challenges in my city, my education, my qualification, from the school which I have prepared, what is the, if the name is Guru Har Rai, so where it is coming from? I should be knowing about that person, that individual, city, area, economy. I There was one mistake I was doing. I was not too much focused on DBF. I did DBF, तो मुझे लगा था DBF में क्या ही पूछ लेंगे, बेसल वगैरह पूछ लेंगे। I was giving a mock in we learn here aspirants, so they grilled me on DBF and I went blank। ये 5th March की बात है। So after that I spent it 4 to 5 days कि DBF ठीक करना है, क्या क्या होगा, and to be true my whole interview went on DBF। दी फर्स्ट थिंग, आपने डीबीएफ किया है, इंडियन इकोनॉमी एंड फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम्स आपको पसंद भी है, तो इकोनॉमी शुरू हो गई वहां से। अराउंड 45 minutes आई वॉज आस्क्ड ग्रिल्ड क्रॉस क्वेश्चन ऑन डीबीएफ, ऑन द इकोनॉमी पार्ट। एंड मैंने इकोनॉमी पढ़ी होगी बीकॉम एमकॉम में, दैट टू वाज 5 years ago। सो आई फील कि आप जो डैव बना रहे हो वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग क्यूरेट करना चाहिए, एंड वो आप पे क्यूरेट नहीं होगा, एआई क्यूरेट नहीं कर सकती, किसी टीचर को दिखाना पड़ेगा। मैंने 12वां इटरेशन अपने डैफ का भेजा था, पहला भेजा था तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाती है। आई वेंट ऑल इन, सब कुछ मेंशन कर दिया। तो यू हैव टू यू हैव टू फोकस फोकस ऑन एवरीथिंग। आपके पेरेंट्स क्या करते हैं, फादर अगर कहीं थे तो वो क्या करते हैं, उनकी कंपनी के बारे में पता होना चाहिए, सब कुछ पूछा जा सकता है।
That is true. Abhi, just a SEBI interview, so we were also checking DAF. Students have written like 5, 6 subjects. So I was like, "Are you really aware about all these subjects that you are going to mention?" So they were like, "Nahi, nahi, itna nahi aata." So I was like, "Strongholds. You have to show your strongholds in DAF because that is what they are going to ask questions from." That is true. Now you said that in mock interview you realized that you were making mistakes and you corrected upon them. So that means mock interviews are very important before the interview. Many of the students. Hmm,
Ma'am, my trajectory of RBI Grade B changed from the first Feb interview which I gave in Delhi. It was
hmm,
personal interview I was giving. In SBI and IBPS interview, I gave some online interviews. That interview is not that much strict. But when I gave the RBI interview in Delhi, it went southways. I was feeling that it went bad.
hmm,
Because there were some gaps in my preparation. I was thinking कि 2 महीने से मैं प्रिपेयर कर रहा हूँ, सब कुछ
hmm,
मुझे पता है, वो
hmm.
क्या ही पूछ लेंगे। एंड दे जब उन्होंने पूछना शुरू किया तो मुझे कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा। तो
ये
आई
मॉक इंटरव्यू में था
हाँ, ये मॉक इंटरव्यू में हुआ है, सेकंड
विद
मॉक
एडुटैप।
इंटरव्यू विद
अच्छा हाँ।
एड्यूटैक। तो
हाँ।
वहां पर जो गैप्स आइडेंटिफाई हुए तो मैं वापस आया, मैं सकते में चला गया, ये क्या हो गया। तो मैंने देखा कि आई वॉज नॉट प्रिपेयरिंग फिनेंस और माई एमकॉम वेरी स्ट्रांगली।
हम्म,
लोगों ने बोला था बेसिक्स पूछते हैं, मैं बेसिक्स में बेसल वगैरह पढ़ रहा था।
हम्म,
उन्होंने जो मुझसे बेसिक्स पूछे वो मुझे नहीं आते थे, तो मैंने फिर उस बेसिक्स पे काम करना शुरू किया, एंड दैट स्टार्टेड शोइंग इन द नेक्स्ट मॉक इंटरव्यूज दैट आई वाज गिविंग। कि
हम्म
बिकॉज आई वॉज निटिंग अ वेब अराउंड मी, कि जो भी आप पूछोगे वो मुझे पता है। आप
हम्म
पूछोगे तो डेफ से, अब मैंने डेफ
हाँ
से जो लिखा है वो मैंने पढ़ रखा है।
हाँ
तो वो
करेक्ट
वो वेबिंग मुझे बहुत हेल्प किया मॉक इंटरव्यूज में भी और फाइनल इंटरव्यू।
how was the final interview like what were the kind of questions
मैम द फर्स्ट वन वाज, आई टोल्ड यू कि कहाँ से आते हो। दूसरा कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, तो मुझे लगा डेटा मॉडलिंग एक अच्छी फील्ड है, लोगों ने बताया वो अग्रसर है रखने के लिए। तो मैंने डेटा मॉडलिंग पे आरटीआई डाल दी कि मैं वही कोड करूंगा जो वो पूछते हैं। दे डिड नॉट आस्क अ सिंगल क्वेश्चन अबाउट डेटा मॉडलिंग। दे
हम्म
स्टार्टेड कि आप, अच्छा आप आरटीआई, आप ने डीबीएफ किया है, तो इकोनॉमी, इकोनॉमी पे फिर कि जीडीपी कैसे मेजर करोगे, वो पूछते चले गए, मैं डिस्कस करता चला गया। अ टाइम केम दैट this there was the sir told me that up you give answers from both sides like a true economist. I thought I was wrong somewhere, so I apologized. They asked me where do you invest. I told okay sir I bought silver coins. So chairman said दिवाली पे तो नहीं खरीदे थे, नहीं। I said no sir, दिवाली पे नहीं खरीदे थे इन्वेस्टमेंट। सो समवन समवन वाज आस्किंग, अ मैम वाज आस्किंग कि आरबीआई के बारे में क्या जानते हो बैलेंस शीट। आई थॉट दिस इज अ फुल टॉस, आई विल हिट इट आउट ऑफ द पार्क। सम सर jumped in, wait wait wait, आई वांट टू आस्क अबाउट द सिल्वर कॉइंस। ही सेड उसका ग्रोथ कैसे एस्टिमेट करोगे। आई टोल्ड हिम सर माय मदर हैज टेकन द कॉइंस, इफ आई गेट द कॉइंस बैक I will be able to identify its return. They all started laughing. So I thought the interview was to understand that what do I know.
हम्म
People say that newspaper is not important. In my preparation, newspaper was very important. आई वॉज आस्क्ड कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर का, उन्होंने पूछा कि कैपिटल कहाँ से आएगा इंडिया में। आई टोल्ड कि
हम्म
गवर्नमेंट केपेक्स एंड प्राइवेट सेक्टर। तो उन्होंने बोला कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर से इन्वेस्टमेंट क्यों नहीं आ रहा। तो आई टोल्ड देम कि प्राइवेट, अब एक आर्टिकल था बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड में कि कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ फैक्ट्रीज जो है वो 75% पे चल रहा है। तो दे
हम्म
ऑल स्टार्टेड नॉडिंग कि ये पढ़ के आया है, कि इसको पता है, ही इज एबल टू कोट एन आर्टिकल फ्रॉम द न्यूज़पेपर। सो
हम्म
आई बिलीव कि मैंने प्रिपेयर किया, फिर न्यूज़पेपर को पढ़ना, ग्रास्प करना, मेरे फ्रेंड के साथ मेरे 40
हम्म
सेशन, वो वेर ही वी यूज टू ग्रिल ईच अदर कि क्यों नहीं पढ़ा। दैट हेल्ड मी इन द इंटरव्यू। इवन दो आई
हम्म
गॉट अराउंड 31 पीपल मे थिंक कि इंटरव्यू अच्छा नहीं गया, बट आई बिलीव दैट आई द इंटरव्यू वॉज गुड। they
हम्म
I felt satisfied and they might have felt satisfied as well.
हम्म correct. So now I think we are towards the end of the session. Now, before ending the session, how EduTap has helped you, if you can say anything.
Ma'am, I used, I when I was in the interview in Delhi, I told bluntly, sir, sorry, sir, I do not use your content. I'm not an enrolled student, but I'm using your content from somewhere else. He told me कि मेरा नंबर ले जाओ, हमें टाइम नहीं था, क्योंकि मुझसे जो भी तुमको चाहिए हो हेल्प कर दूंगा मैं। आई फेल्ट कि यार लोग ऐसे ही नहीं मदद करते, अगला आदमी नंबर दे रहा है। तो इट मेड अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग इम्पैक्ट। देन आई वॉज यूजिंग योर योर सर्कुलर्स, योर रिपोर्ट्स, योर स्कीम्स 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 मुझे कहीं की समझ में नहीं आई कभी भी। इतने सालों में मैं स्कीम्स एडुटैप की ही वापस आता था। आप जो सेशन कराते थे, गुरकीरत सर का सेशन होता है, आई एम सॉरी अगर मैं नाम गलत ले रहा हूँ सर का,
नहीं सही है
तो उनके सेशन में जाता था रिवीजन करने के लिए, कि जो एग्जाम से पहले मैराथॉन्स होती हैं, डीबीएफ के लिए भी मैं मैराथॉन्स में गया था। तो आई बिलीव एडुटैप वाज अ वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट पार्ट ऑफ माई प्रिपरेशन, इवन दो आई वाज नॉट एनरोल्ड, बट दे हेल्प्ड मी अ लॉट इन सेवरल वेज। अगर मैं उस दिल्ली के फिजिकल इंटरव्यू में नहीं होता तो मेरी ट्रेजेक्टरी थोड़ी और थी प्रिपरेशन की। आई वॉज अ बिट ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस अबाउट माई प्रिपरेशन। वो गैप्स नहीं आइडेंटिफाई होते। मुझे लगता है काफी हेल्प किया है एडुटैप ने मुझको।
And how important do you think offline interviews are? Because recently it has been started.
Ma'am, what happens in an online interview, your hands are not showing. My
Hmm.
hands are below there. You can
Hmm.
see this part. If I
Hmm.
will sweat, you will not see.
Hmm.
In offline interview, that is just a duplication of the final interview. हाँ थोड़ी सेटिंग अलग होगी, वो सामने बैठे हैं आपके, बट इन ऑफलाइन इंटरव्यू आप सामने जा रहे हो।
Hmm.
मैं जब आंसर नहीं दे पा रहा था, मेरा हाथ शेक कर रहा था उस टाइम, और मैं हाथ पकड़ के बैठा था अपने पैर पे कि ये शेक की तरह दिखना नहीं चाहिए। You are in uncharted waters in the offline interview.
Hmm.
I would recommend everyone to give it if they can
Hmm.
afford, because traveling and
हाँ.
lodging extra expenses are there. But online interviews are okay, but offline exposes your gaps.
Hmm.
They expose your posture as well. वो आपसे वो आपको देखते हैं तो उसपे posture के भी marks होते हैं. ऑनलाइन में वो उतना आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाएंगे. आपका ड्रेसअप, एंट्री कैसी है, टाइट टेढ़ी तो नहीं हो रही है, आपको कोट शूट बदलना चाहिए नहीं बदलना चाहिए,
Hmm.
एवरीथिंग गेट्स जज्ड इन द इंटरव्यू. तो आई बिलीव कि ऑफलाइन देना चाहिए.
Correct. Okay. So this is it, Raghav. Thank you so much for attending the session and giving your information and the journey tidbits. And I hope many of the students will get inspired from you, get motivated from you. They learn from your journey. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.